Welcome, Shadow Seekers, to American Shadows, Crimes and Chronicles. Today, we're unearthing a tale that'll haunt your thoughts long after it ends. Whether you're glued to the screen or just listening in, you're in for a wild ride through history's darkest corners. If you're new, hit subscribe to join our mission of exposing America's hidden truths. Regulars, your likes fuel our journey into the unknown. Now, let's peel back the layers of time and reveal the secrets beneath. Ready? Let's begin. Olympic Nightmare, inside the Centennial Park bombing. Gather round, folks, for a tale that shattered the jubilant spirit of the Olympic Games and sent shockwaves through a nation celebrating its hospitality to the world. It's July 27th, 1996, and we're in Atlanta, Georgia, where the Centennial Olympic Park has become the beating heart of the Summer Olympics. Picture the scene. It's just past 1 a.m., and the park is alive with energy. Thousands of visitors from around the globe mingle, basking in the glow of the Olympic spirit. The sound of live music fills the air as the band Jack Mack and the Heart Attack performs on stage. Security guard Richard Jewell patrols the area, watchful but relaxed in the festive atmosphere. But beneath this veneer of celebration, a sinister plot is about to unfold. At 1:20 a.m., Jewell spots a suspicious green backpack under a bench near the base of a sound tower. Following protocol, he alerts other security personnel and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. As they begin to clear the immediate area, the clock is ticking. At 1:25 a.m., a 911 call comes in. A male voice warns, "There is a bomb in Centennial Park. You have 30 minutes." The caller hangs up. Law enforcement springs into action, but time is not on their side. Before the area can be fully evacuated, at 1:20 a.m., a violent explosion rips through the park. The pipe bomb, packed with nails and screws for maximum carnage, detonates with devastating force. The sound tower collapses and chaos erupts as smoke and debris fill the air. In the aftermath, the toll becomes clear. Alice Hawthorne, a 44-year-old spectator from Albany, Georgia, is killed instantly by the blast. Melih Uzunyoğlu, a Turkish cameraman, suffers a fatal heart attack while rushing to film the scene. Over 100 others are injured, some critically, their Olympic dreams turned into nightmares. As dawn breaks, Centennial Olympic Park, once a symbol of unity and celebration, is transformed into a crime scene. The world watches in shock as the friendly games take on a darker tone. Despite the tragedy, Olympic officials make the controversial decision for the games to go on, declaring that terrorism will not derail the Olympic spirit. But the story is far from over. In the days that follow, a media frenzy erupts as authorities search for the culprit. Initially hailed as a hero for his role in spotting the backpack, security guard Richard Jewell soon finds himself at the center of a whirlwind of suspicion. The FBI, under intense pressure to solve the case, zeroes in on Jewell. His background as a former law enforcement officer with a history of overzealous behavior makes him a convenient suspect. On July 30th, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution runs a front-page headline: FBI suspects hero guard may have planted bomb. What follows is a trial by media that will haunt Jewell for years. His life is turned upside down as journalists camp outside his home, and he's subjected to intense scrutiny and ridicule. Despite a lack of evidence, Jewell becomes the face of the bombing in the public eye, but the real bomber is still at large. Robert Rudolph, an anti-government extremist with a history of violent acts, watches from the shadows as an innocent man bears the brunt of the investigation. It will be years before the truth comes to light. In October 1996, Jewell is formally cleared by the FBI, but the damage to his reputation is done. He'll spend years fighting to reclaim his name, eventually receiving apologies and settlements from several media outlets. The real break in the case doesn't come until 1998, when Rudolph is identified as the suspect not only in the Olympic bombing, but in a series of other attacks on abortion clinics and a gay nightclub. A massive manhunt ensues, with Rudolph evading capture for 5 years by hiding in the Appalachian wilderness. Finally, on May 31st, 2003, Rudolph is captured in Murphy, North Carolina, while rummaging through a dumpster. He pleads guilty to the bombings in 2005 to avoid the death penalty and is sentenced to life in prison without parole. The Centennial Olympic Park bombing stands as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most joyous and unifying events to acts of terror. It exposed flaws in event security, media ethics, and the dangers of rush to judgment in high-profile cases. For Richard Jewell, vindication came at a high cost. Though he was able to rebuild his life to some extent, working in law enforcement and as a public speaker, the shadow of the bombing loomed large until his untimely death in 2007 at the age of 44. The legacy of the bombing lives on in increased security measures at large public events and in the cautionary tale of Jewell's ordeal. Centennial Park, rebuilt and reopened, stands as a testament to resilience, with a memorial to the victims serving as a somber reminder of that fateful night. As we reflect on this dark chapter of Olympic history, we're reminded of the fragility of our security, the power of media in shaping public perception, and the long, often winding road to justice. The Centennial Park bombing serves as a chilling example of how quickly joy can turn to terror, and how the aftermath of such events can sometimes claim more victims than the act itself. This is American Shadows, where we delve into the darkest corners of our nation's past. The Park bombing reminds us that even in our moments of greatest unity and celebration, the shadows of hatred and violence are never far away. Until next time, stay vigilant, question easy answers, and remember that the path to truth is often longer and more complex than we first imagine.